What's going on, YouTube fam? Welcome back to another video. This one's a bit different. We are changing our channel name and we are explaining the entire thought process behind changing our channel name and where we are going forward with this channel. I've been a content creator for a couple of years now. We've done all the experimenting we possibly could do, which is something you should do when you start off as a content creator. To figure out what you want to do, to figure out what you're good at, understand the dynamics of the niche you're in. Like, there's so much that goes into experimenting, especially when you're small, because once you get much bigger and you start experimenting, well, it can be much more detrimental to the channel, and a lot of effort that you put into that channel can go to waste. With that being said, guys, we've played so many games on this channel. I'm not kidding. I think I've played probably like 50 games on this channel, which, by the way, I've set a ridiculous amount of my content to private. And the reason being is because it doesn't fall in alignment with the brand that I'm chasing now. At the end of the day, it's time to start treating this channel like a business, because it is a business at the end of the day. And I've come to discover that at the age of 31, I don't have a lot of time available. I've always thought that the best game for me is the grindy games that require you to soak like 8 hours a day into them. And then when Diablo 4 dropped, I was incredibly pumped. I anticipated that game for literally a goddamn decade. And when it dropped, I enjoyed the story progress of it. Thought it was phenomenal. There was a lot of depth inside of the lore and what happened in that story, but that's besides the point. I got to the end game process where the grind really started. And then I came to the understanding that doing that kind of grind 8 to 10 hours a day, which is essentially what it required, if I'm being honest. Now, there's geniuses out there that'll try to say like, oh, you can play it at your own pace. Bro, those kind of games are made to be played 8 hours a day. That's what it is. Anyways, I came to figure out quickly that my attention span cannot do that. It just can't. Why? Part of the reason is because my value of time at the age of 31 is a bit differently than it was when I was 20, when I was 18, when I was 10, 12. We've got a lot more responsibilities in our life. I am not a single guy either. Now, that's not to say that Family Man can't enjoy games like Diablo. But for me personally, I can only speak from my own experience. As a man who has a daughter, as a man who has a girl, as a man who also runs a separate health and fitness business that pays all the bills, as a man who touches grass, who works out, I just don't have the time to play a game like that. That's number one reason. Number two reason, as somebody who's been gaming for 20 goddamn years, I've seen it all and done it all. My expectations have risen tremendously with regards to playing grindy games. You cannot just give me some tedious process that has been used over the X amount of years for such a large amount of time and expect me to still be able to enjoy it. I can't. I've grown more intelligent. I've grown more insights. I've gotten better at gaming. I've gotten better at figuring things out. My critical thinking ability has increased tremendously. So it's like at this age, when I play a game like that and I figure out the dynamic and I figure the X amount of time spent to get to where I want to get, you come to a thought process of, I can't do this. This doesn't make sense with my lifestyle. I can't. I thought this was the game, but it's not. Anyways, I know that was a long-winded explanation, but I wanted to tie that into the gacha genre. The gacha genre is a completely different dynamic. You're able to play it for a little bit of time during the day. You're able to take breaks, come back and play it again. Your limited grind on a day-to-day basis is set to a minimum of maybe about an hour to two, unless you're just sitting there experimenting and theory crafting. But it allows me, again, with all the responsibilities and things that I do in IRL, it allows me to enjoy my life and still enjoy the game. The other dynamic of it, where it gives you story updates and then these little periods in between to, like, again, live your life, or if you're a content creator for the game, spend time making content and educating people in your community so that they get all on the same page. And then the new character aspect, where they drop a brand new character, much like League of Legends dynamic, where the character is completely different from others, or very similar, but at the end of the day, they're very simplistic on the surface and then complex underneath the surface, which allows you to make good content. There's a complexity to it that allows you to unravel that and then educate to people. And it also feels very akin to a new game experience when that new character releases. Again, I would always get excited back in the day when League of Legends would drop a new character, because I would play them and it almost felt like I was playing a new game. The gacha genre has a very similar dynamic to that. And I love that. It allows me to continue to enjoy its repetitive loop. Then they update it with a story. Then they throw in some events. This is much more sustainable for me as a content creator. I can do this at the age with all my responsibilities in IRL. It's in alignment with what I can do with my time, essentially. And then to top all of that off, it turns out I'm pretty damn good at it. Every single person that comes across my channel, for the most part, 96 to 97% of y'all, based off of the like ratio, based off of the comments, I'm one hell of a content creator. I'm underrated. I'm the people's favorite content creator. I wish you would get more exposed. I've come to learn that if I want to really grow this channel, well, what's working for me? The Gacha business. Not only is it working for me, but I'm also growing in it exponentially. Right now, we're sitting at plus 1,500 subs in the past 28 days. But on average, in the last 3 months, plus 1,500 subs. We're growing. We're doing our thing here. Not to mention, I've shot myself in the foot by playing other games, and I still managed to grow in this genre. So I started telling myself we need to emphasize on what's working for us, and we need to start treating this like a business. I would make the argument that I would have grown tremendously much more if I only covered gacha games as opposed to just doing whatever the hell I want. And to be fair, I did whatever the hell I want because this doesn't pay my bills. My health and fitness business does. But at the end of the day, I do want this to be my main job eventually. And that's another thing to talk about. Because I'm still a relatively small channel, I was able to make all these mistakes without having to delete or kill my channel. You know, once you get to like 500,000, 600,000, million subs, and then you just start variety gaming and it doesn't work out for you, you are effectively killing that channel and it's time to start a new one. But thankfully for me, I haven't exploded up yet. But I was able to experiment. And now I'm able to make that decision, and I don't have to make a new channel because 50% of you guys watch my my content up to date. And that's a good thing, which means I can continue to move forward with this channel. All they have to do is just get rid of all the distractions that the channel is communicating to the algorithm. Because at the end of the day, if you guys enjoy my content and I enjoy it, that's cool. But I'm battling the algorithm always. That's always the person you're battling. It's either your best friend or your worst enemy. So I have to communicate to the algorithm effectively that I want to grow in the gacha audience. I want you to show my content to the gacha audience. In order for me to do that, I have to strictly make gacha content. And this is something that I've established through the experience and mistakes, many mistakes that I've made as a content creator over X amount of years. This is something I've established. This needs to happen. So I've set all the videos on my channel that I've ever created to private that aren't gacha gaming. So Genshin Impact's still up and Honkai Star Rail is still up, but everything else has been set to private. So I did want to explain all that to you so you have an understanding. The next thing I want to talk about is obviously my name. My name, SmackDaddyKing, was literally something that was discovered by a childhood friend of mine who I'm still very close with to this day. And the name came about when we were playing a fighting game. And literally SmackDaddyKing was established to basically tell people I'm the king of kicking ass in games. That's literally what it meant to me. But then over X amount of time, let's just address the elephant in the room. A lot of people think SmackDaddyKing is probably akin to a goddamn porn star name. It's just not good with the business model. Now, I know a lot of you guys love the name SmackDaddyKing, and I get it. It's a bit of a sentimental value. But at the end of the day, it doesn't fall in alignment with the brand I'm trying to go for. I'm not going all corporate on you guys. Don't get it twisted. I'm still going to be genuine, bold, and just saying whatever's on my brain. But I do want it to clean it up a bit. So what we're going to name our channel is Gacha Smack. Gacha Smack is something that falls in alignment with the brand. Not only that, it's also keeping a bit of the sentimental value of the old name. Now, I get it. Change is always weird for some people, but that's what we established is going to be the best brand and fit for our channel. We're going to cover gacha games only going forward. And I do want to do variety gaming. It just won't happen on this channel. Should I choose to do that somewhere down the line, we will set a separate channel, name it Variety Smack, and then play whatever the hell we want. But from where I'm at and the mistakes I've made in my channel, I can tell you there's two ways to do variety gaming. One, you do Let's Plays where you cover a game extensively, beat it, and then move on. The other way that you can do variety gaming is you blow up so exponentially big that you can now play whatever you want because you have an audience of a couple 10,000s of people who will watch whatever the hell you play because you've established a good relationship with them over X amount of years. If you're not any one of those two options, variety gaming is just a terrible idea. You shoot yourself in the foot every time and you're just wasting your channel's potential growth and kind of like prolonging that process. And all of these things I'm telling you guys, it's not like it's being pulled out of the ass. This is all coming from the experience I've had as a creator. I'm sharing this with you because I've been there and done that. So the best way for me effectively to grow is to start focusing on that specific niche, blow up in that niche, and then branch out and make either a franchise out of it or start doing whatever the hell I want to do because that many people love my content. Now I do want to start streaming again, but that's another video for another time. Our new channel name is going to be Gacha Smack. We will cover gacha games only on this channel going forward. We'll see how this works. I think it'll be tremendous. I'm very confident in my ability to make a presence in this genre. I think there's a lot of value to come from my channel. That doesn't come from my own confidence. That comes from the feedback that I've had from you guys for a very long time now. So hopefully you guys can embrace the change, embrace the thing that's going forward. And if you're somebody who's not interested in gacha gaming, bro, unsubscribe. I have no problem with that. Go ahead. Best of wishes to you. In fact, you'll help me out because now less people that aren't interested in my content aren't subscribing to my channel, which actually helps me grow in the long term. Anyways, hopefully all of this made sense, you guys. I know, the big change. So when you see the new name, when you see all the videos been taken down, which I've already set them all to private, that's exactly why. Okay. Thanks for watching. A big update just dropped in Honkai Star Rail that I got to cover too today. So we'll get on that. But thanks for watching. Love you guys, and I'll see you soon.